I've consumed the Huel Black Chocolate flavor every day for months now. And like anything, a lot of pros and a lot of cons. So in this video, I'm gonna give you my full, honest, and transparent review of the Huel Black Chocolate flavor.
Oh, hi, Mark.
What's up, Freccero fam? Welcome back to my channel where I like to experience everything that life has to offer. Now, the exact time of this recording, I have done 19 videos about Huel. I love Huel. I'm a huge fan of the company and, of course, the product. And I do want to stress, this video is not sponsored by Huel in any way. I have had some people sometimes say, oh, you're just getting paid to make all these videos. No, I'm just doing it because genuinely I love Huel. And one of the biggest topics and questions I get asked about when it comes to Huel is the flavors. As you can imagine, if you're having Huel a lot, you want to make sure it tastes good. And so for this video, we're going to talk about in depth the chocolate flavor of Huel, arguably chocolate being one of the most popular flavors of anything of all time. Kicking it off, what exactly is Huel? I'm assuming you know what it is if you're watching this video, but in case you didn't know, Huel is basically powdered food. That's the best way to word it, aka a meal replacement supplement. So as opposed to having breakfast, you have Huel. As opposed to bringing lunch to work, you have Huel. If, like, say you're traveling, you have Huel. It is unbelievably convenient, and that's honestly the biggest reason why I purchase Huel so much. Like, I'm not joking. At the exact time of this video, as I'm recording, I have a Huel shipment coming to my house today. It's unbelievably convenient, cheap, and healthy to get a meal anywhere, anytime, and especially on the go. Also, quick side note, let me know if you like my hair like this. I've been kind of experimenting with having my hair be more like recessed back, even though it's a bit more like all over the place, compared to being more like organized with my hair like parted to the side or something. Let me know what you think, because right now my hair is kind of being all over the place for this video. But anyway, moving on, I want to briefly talk about Huel Black versus Huel White. The reason why is if you're getting into Huel, especially the first time, you're mainly going to see two options, white and black. Now, the main difference, honestly, is that Huel Black has less carbs and more protein. That is the biggest thing. There are some minor taste differences. There are some minor nutritional facts differences and ingredient differences. But the biggest thing is Huel Black has more protein and less carbs compared to Huel White. So that being said, now let's get into the logistics of Huel Black in terms of the nutritional facts, the price, and more. So first off, you can see right here on the site, 40 grams of protein per serving. That's pretty high. 161 health benefits. I'm not gonna lie, bit of a marketing phrase, but there are a lot of benefits, and 27 vitamins and minerals. So I'm gonna go on here so you can see the nutritional facts for each container. So basically this bag, as you can see, it is 17 servings. So one bag pretty much has 17 meals, and each meal is 2 scoops. Looks like this, and I'll also show you. Not anything too crazy, just a scooper, right? Very similar to making protein powder. You put 2 scoops in a blender cup, shake it up, that's it. For each meal, you can see right here, 400 calories, 17 grams of fat, 3 grams of saturated fat, 420 milligrams of sodium. I'm not gonna lie, that's a bit higher than I'd like it to be, but 420 milligrams of sodium, 24 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fiber, only 4 grams of sugar, 40 grams of protein. I'm not gonna lie, I love these macros. I think they are excellent. And then if I go down here, you can see, and I've mentioned this before in other videos, it's so frustrating when companies do this. It is 17 meals, or 17 servings per bag, $42.50 per bag. However, if like say put in, 2 to get free shipping, go to continue, this is the subscription price. So it's really $106 for 2 bags. That being said, if I like say do $106 divided by 34, right? 34 servings, 17 for each bag, it comes out to be roughly about $3.12 per serving. So if you think about it, $3.12 for a super high quality, healthy meal you can have anytime, anywhere. Pretty awesome, especially given the price point and what you're getting. With that being said, let's talk about the flavor. I feel like this is the big point that everybody wants to know when it comes to a video like this. Is like, okay, Huel, great. Huel Black, even better. But what about the chocolate flavor? I'm gonna be honest, 10 out of 10. My 3 favorite flavors of Huel are chocolate, coffee caramel, and banana. Not in any particular order. I did do a video a while ago ranking best to worst when it comes to flavors, and in that video, I picked banana as my favorite, and at the time, it was. What's tricky is I feel like coffee caramel is always a steady third place. And what's interesting about coffee caramel is it also has caffeine. And I've already done a video going in depth about the Huel Black coffee caramel flavor, just because it is very unique, because it's the only Huel Black flavor that has that amount of caffeine. One serving of it has the caffeine content equal to a shot of espresso, and it's not any extra money. When it comes to the top 2 spots, I find banana and chocolate change a lot. Like I said earlier, the Huel Black Edition Chocolate flavor, 10 out of 10. It is amazing and you cannot go wrong with it. I will say, it is conflicting because I go back and forth if I like banana or chocolate more. Now recently, for the purpose of this video, I had chocolate almost every day for months now. And what's tricky is if I had to pick one, I honestly don't know. I'm so on the fence now, and here's my theory why. I feel like when it comes to the most common flavors of anything, like ice cream, protein powder, whatever, vanilla and chocolate are kind of like the GOATs. They're like the standards. I guess strawberry could be like a distant third, but really vanilla and chocolate. And being honest, I do not like the Huel Black vanilla flavor. Just not my thing. It's not horribly bad, but there's better options in my opinion. When it comes to the chocolate flavor, however, it is a good tasting, great, rich chocolate flavor that's what you would expect. And I want to say this because I find when it comes to the Huel Black banana flavor, I feel like I might like it more than chocolate, but I get sick of it quicker. I feel like if I had the banana flavor every day for 3 months, there's a point where I'd be like, all right, it's too much banana. Too much banana for me right now. With the Huel Black chocolate flavor, I've actually never really gotten bored of it. I feel like I'm so used to having chocolate in general in terms of a flavor for like proteins or whatever that I don't really think of it. I remember when I was in college, for example, and I just really started working out, eating protein and whatnot, I had chocolate protein. And I remember I never got sick of the flavor ever because I think I'm just used to having chocolate protein powder. And then I remember one day I went to venture off and I was having Body Fortress. It's kind of like a poor man's protein. I was in college and I was like, hey, I need my protein. This works. And I got the cookies and cream flavor of Body Fortress. Got sick of it within like a couple weeks. So I do think there is something psychological, if that's the right word, about having like chocolate powder, whether it's Huel or protein or ice cream or whatever. So let's say if you're somebody who's going to be buying Huel in bulk and you're like, I'm going to be having this a lot every day and I will be talking about replacing meals with Huel and everything later in this video. But I think one unique thing about the chocolate flavor is out of any flavor of Huel Black, it's the one, at least in my opinion, you're gonna get sick of the least. I feel like Huel Black Chocolate is probably the best place to start. You cannot go wrong with classic chocolate. It tastes great. And on that note, talking about replacing meals, let's talk about using Huel Black Chocolate in terms of like how to approach it. First off, I will say there is a transition period, kind of priming your body to be ready for Huel Black. It depends upon the person. I think the biggest thing is there's a lot of fiber in Huel Black, right? That could be a lot for a lot of people. Let's say you're not used to that much fiber. In addition, a lot of people's diets aren't the best, and Huel Black is very nutritionally complete. Best thing I suggest to a lot of people is in the beginning, have Huel Black maybe once a day. Then maybe if you want to work up to twice a day, do that, but slowly bring it into your life and into your diet. Now, for this particular video, when I talk about having Huel Black every day for months now, I wasn't living on only Huel Black chocolate. I want to make that very clear. Now, years ago, I did do an experiment where I lived on only Huel. I want to say this, that there are some people who have hit me up saying, hey, Mark, I'm going to start buying Huel. I'm going to get into Huel Black. I might pick the chocolate flavor because I know that's a very popular and easy one. Should I just start living on it, right? That's a big question a lot of people have. Here's my best advice. I think there's a massive difference between doing like 90% Huel Black chocolate and 100%. Maybe you replace breakfast with Huel Black, then lunch, then maybe like an afternoon snack, but then dinner you have with your family or with friends, or you have actual real food. Because being honest, as amazing as Huel Black is, especially the chocolate flavor, I do think there's something about mixing up your food sources that's incredibly important. And for me personally, like I said, I Huel every day. It's rare if I have a day that goes by where I didn't consume Huel. That being said, I think it's very important to always mix up your food sources as much as possible. And bringing up the point of weight loss, this is probably the number one question I get about Huel, in addition to the flavors, maybe even more popular than the flavors, is losing weight. Couple things I want to mention here. One, to start, like I said, I'm not a doctor and I never pretend to be one in any of my videos. Of course, everybody's body is different, and always consult with a licensed nutritionist. And when it comes to Huel, I think a lot of people look at it as a magic bullet. The thing is, you still need to work out. You still need to be active. You still need to be burning more calories than you're consuming. Because let's say you came to me and you said, hey, Mark, I'm going to be having 8 Huel Black chocolate shakes a day and not working out at all. You're probably still going to gain weight and you're not going to lose weight. On the other end though, and I think this is the biggest thing that when it comes to Huel that's excellent, is replacing meals, especially bad ones. So let's say you're somebody who, and we've all been there, you get done at the office, it's 7 p.m. because it's been a long day and you had to finish up a project. You're driving home, you're like, oh, I still have to make food. Oh shoot, I have no food because I hadn't gone grocery shopping recently. And then you see that glaring McDonald's sign in the distance and you're like, you know what? I'm getting McDonald's tonight. The good thing with Huel is it allows you to replace, like say, a really bad meal. And I think if anything, not just the nutritional facts, but the logistics of Huel are massive. I remember, like I said, when I was a real estate agent, and like I said, I'd be showing clients, houses and apartments, and I'd be out a lot out of the office. I noticed I got fast food more than I'd like to because I'd be starving. I didn't want to be kind of like, while talking to a client. I wanted to be upbeat. I'd see Burger King or Wendy's, and I'm like, you know what? I have 15 minutes. I don't have time to go home. I have to see this client soon. I'm meeting them at the site. I'm just going to get Burger King because I need something in my stomach. With Huel, though, it is ultra convenient logistically to have anytime, anywhere. And this allows you to choose Huel over another negative option. Another thing is the high protein content. 40 grams of protein is a lot. And in case you didn't know, protein helps fill you up more, which means you'll be eating less, especially junk food and fast food, by consuming Huel. And like I said, Huel is not a magic bullet, and I want to make that very clear. Then again, it can be an excellent tool for weight loss. On the other end though, a big question I've been getting a lot, especially recently, like in the past year, is weight gain or building muscle. Can you build muscle with Huel? Absolutely. Huel is phenomenal for that because like I said, most protein powders, there is a spectrum. I'd say you're looking between 20 and 30 grams of protein per one serving of most protein powders. With Huel, you have 40, almost double of some of other protein powders. In addition, let's say you are a bodybuilder and you're trying to bulk up. Let's say you're somebody who's just trying to put on muscle and everything. I realized after having different mass gainers, like, you know what? I think Huel's actually the better way to go, where I'm going to use Huel as my mass gainer as opposed to buying one because I like the macros, the ingredients, and a lot more of what's in Huel Black than other alternatives. Now, this is a random one, but I do want to bring it up, and that is alcohol. I know it's kind of weird to bring this up on like a nutritional video talking about Huel and working out and weight loss or weight gain or building muscle, but I did want to bring this up because I did not expect Huel to be such a good tool, if that's the right word, regarding alcohol. One, when I go out now, I typically have Huel. It's no surprise probably to anybody that alcohol diminishes MPS or muscle protein synthesis, meaning if you're drinking, you don't build as much muscle. No one's surprised with that probably at all. I mean, Andrew Huberman did an entire podcast basically saying no amount of alcohol is ever good for you. However, it has been shown that by consuming, like say, a good amount of protein before drinking, it doesn't remove the negative aspects, but it helps mitigate them. So for me, I now have Huel when consuming alcohol. In addition, on the maybe opposite end, hangovers. I gotta say, Huel is one of the best hangover cures ever. Every single morning now, when I wake up, let's say after a night of drinking, I have Huel immediately to replenish what I just lost. In addition, there is something too, like say if I have like a crazy night, the idea of eating like a huge meal after like a big night of drinking sometimes seems almost a bit like intense, like, oof, I know I should have like a greasy burger. I know that's a big thing a lot of people swear by, but the idea of it, it's too much. With Huel, it's really just a shake. So I can have an entire full meal with the nutrition that I need to kind of replace for my body that I lost from the alcohol. Of course, it's just 2 scoops with water. I chug it, and that's it. And I go on with my day. And I gotta say, when it comes to alcohol, both before I'm drinking and even after, especially the next morning, Huel can be great for that. And one last positive point about Huel Black Chocolate that I want to mention is traveling. I brought Huel with me to Hawaii, for example. I have it all the time when traveling. I can't remember the last time, and I'm not making this up, that I traveled and didn't bring Huel with me. I'm literally not exaggerating that. And the reason why is if I'm in the airport, if I'm in a hotel room, if I'm somewhere remote, regardless of where I am, it's kind of awesome to think like, wow, I always have this collection of food that I can have anytime, anywhere. All I need is water. When it comes to traveling, it is the best travel hack, or one of my favorite travel hacks. I did a video about a bunch of uncommon travel hacks you probably didn't know, and that was one of my top ones. Because it's like when you're traveling, whether you're in another country, whether I'm doing a road trip, whether I'm flying, whether I'm on a bus or on a train, regardless of where I am, I always have a healthy meal on me. Now let's talk about the negative aspects of Huel Black Chocolate flavor. I gotta be honest, there's only a few really negative things I have to say about it. One is, depending on my mood, and sometimes there's no rhyme or reason, it doesn't fully fill me up. I gotta be honest, or the full sensation's a bit weird. I will say, it does depend though. There are some times I have Huel Black and I'm full and I'm good. But there's other times where I'm not, and it could just be maybe I'm really exercising or working out a lot that day, and maybe I need a couple Huel Black shakes, right? So it could depend, but one, the full sensation can sometimes be a bit different than, of course, solid food. The second thing, I'm not gonna lie, is the sodium content. I don't like that there's 420 milligrams of sodium. That is a lot of sodium, I'm not gonna lie, so I do wish that was a bit lower. And then last, but definitely not least, which is an interesting callback, is the price. Now earlier, I said, hey, $3.12 for a meal, that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's like what, like a fry now at McDonald's? Because McDonald's is now insanely expensive. That's equal to like a large fry. I think that's actually cheaper than a large fry at McDonald's. All right, quick side note, as I'm editing this video, I just called my local McDonald's. The large fry at my local McDonald's, are you ready for this, is $4.47. $4 and roughly 50 cents for one large fry. So yes, one serving of Huel Black Chocolate is cheaper than a large fry at McDonald's. So, as you can imagine, very inexpensive. That being said, going to the grocery store, buying food, making food from home, and bringing it to work, I do feel like Huel Black can be a little bit more pricey. Because, for example, let's say you want to actually live on it. For the average person, if you want to, let's say, hit 2,000 calories a day, you'd have to have 5 Huel Black chocolate shakes. 5. So doing some very, very quick math to make things simple, you're looking at about $15-ish a day. And then if you do $15 a day times 30 days in a month, for example, you're equaling $450 a month if, let's say, you were to only live on Huel Black. That to me is a lot. You could easily spend way less money going out, making food on your own, buying food from the grocery store and everything. However, and this is the way I look at it, like I mentioned throughout this video in terms of the pros and the cons, one is if you're traveling and let's say you're in an airport or you're on the road and you see a fast food chain or you're just out and about, that $3.12 is gonna be way cheaper for a full complete meal than pretty much anywhere, right? So I will say that in comparison. The second thing, and this is a big one for me, is the time. The time's also another big one, right? If you think about normal cooking, for example, where let's say you have to get ready, get in your car, drive to the store, go through the store picking out the things that you want, you check out, you come back, you put everything away, then let's say you take out the items you want to cook with, you preheat the oven or do whatever you're doing, prepare all the elements and the ingredients, you make the food, you clean everything up, you then eat the food, then put everything away. That's a lot of time, as opposed to Huel, which you do in 2 seconds. And so I know a lot of people have commented on this channel when it comes to Huel, when I've talked about the pros and the cons, saying, look, Mark, I do get that maybe, yeah, it would be cheaper for me to make my own lunch at work, for example. However, the time I'm saving by having Huel is insane to quickly have Huel and go on with my day.